guys, welcome back to another FPL video, the last one of the season. I'm still waiting for Olivia to join. I think she ran late with work because I knew that it was cutting it a little bit close for her. So I'm just going to start this stream and hope that she joins at some point. So yeah, here to talk about FPL, the last game week. And yeah, it's a big one. How are you guys? Like, let me know in the comments where you guys kind of stand. I haven't paid attention to my league position at all because I started off really bad and I didn't understand how to play FPL. And so I totally messed everything. And then I started picking it up like a lot better through this season. So I feel like if I didn't have that rough start, maybe I would have done better. But right now I'm in 768,000 out of 8.2 million. So really, it's not that bad. I'm pretty proud of myself for being my first season and not really understanding like the ins and outs totally until a little bit later in the season. Last week, I actually had a pretty good game week despite having Patrick Bamford on my bench, which totally sucked. I was like, oh my God, that's 12 points. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, we can start getting to them while we wait for Olivia to join. Hopefully she can join in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, I'll just be talking to myself. So if you guys have questions, that would be amazing about FPL, of course. So to give you guys kind of an idea, my transfer this week, I had literally just transferred out Iheanacho, like before the Chelsea. I think it was before the Chelsea game, maybe a week before. I don't know. And then he scored against Chelsea, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put him back in my team, whatever. So, hello, thanks for joining. Hi. So I transferred out Ollie Watkins for Iheanacho. They've both been in pretty good form. And so I decided to go for him. Football Blood says, having a dilemma in my squad as I have the bench boost available. So you have to use it. You have to use it. It's the last possible game week to use it. But I would recommend maybe like, even if you have to take maybe like a -4 or even -8, it could potentially make sense if you can use your bench boost to get players that you really feel are going to perform in that team. So like, let me know what your team is and maybe we can figure out some transfers and stuff. Olivia just messaged me that she's coming now. So, so she should be joining in a couple of minutes. Yeah, I'm just going back to your question. Yeah, I know it's open. I kept it open just in case Olivia messaged me. So I've closed it now, but she messaged me, so it's all good. So yeah, like I was saying, I did Ollie Watkins for Iheanacho. Iheanacho plays Tottenham, so Leicester versus Tottenham. I feel like it could be a pretty open game. Like I don't think Tottenham are really playing for all of that much. Let me see if they can still even get European football. Yeah, so Tottenham are currently in 7th, so they could potentially get European football if West Ham mess up. Okay, Olivia's joining.
I'm so sorry.
Hey. Don't worry.
I'm late. I literally was just finishing my show and then Clinton came upstairs and we were chatting and I was just sat there like just miles away, just chatting along with him. And then you messaged me and I was like, quick. So sorry. I'm ready to talk FPL. I'm here. I'm ready.
Cool. I've just been trying to entertain I'm talking about my transfer, so no problem at all. So we had a comment from Football Blood, and he was basically talking about how he still has she still has their bench boost available. So I was like, you definitely need to use that, obviously. And so I just asked like for follow-up, and he said that probably going to remove players that taking part in European finals. Will Kane score on his last game for Spurs? It's a good question actually, because I have Harry Kane. I'm not going to take him out, but he disappointed me as my captain last week. I was so mad.
I would say City definitely get rid, Man United get rid, and then it's obviously Chelsea, but I think Chelsea will play their strongest team against Villa because we have to win that as well. But yeah, Man United and Man City players. Like, I don't think Luke Shaw will play. I took out Bruno last week, so I won't be playing Luke Shaw. But as for Kane, I think, Leicester's a really tough game, but they didn't play that well against us midweek. I thought they were actually really disappointing. They just didn't really look up for it. It could be the old FA Cup headache again, or FA Cup sort of like still recovering. But there's every chance that Kane will score. I think everyone knows deep down that it's probably the last game he'll play for Spurs. He'll want to go out on a bang. He wants to win the Golden Boot. Leicester's defence, we saw we should have scored at least 4 or 5 against them on Tuesday. So I think there's every chance that Kane scores, and I'm not captaining him, but I'm definitely keeping him in my team. I wouldn't say get rid for now. Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely would keep Kane as well, because he's the kind of player, I think he has most goals and most assists in the league, so he's definitely capable of a goal contribution, especially against this Leicester side. I was saying how I had transferred out Iheanacho for like a week, and then he scored against Chelsea, so I decided to transfer him back in because I was like, it's versus Tottenham, like I could probably see him getting something. Maybe not the smartest, but I also didn't have like anything else that I was like really looking for. Like, I really didn't have anybody else on my radar. So I did Iheanacho for Ollie Watkins because I was like, I low-key don't want Ollie Watkins to score against Chelsea. And I don't think that, the chances of him scoring probably pretty low. So
I've still got him. I don't really want him, but my front three are Kane, Calvert-Lewin, and Watkins, but obviously I'm going to play Kane. I don't really want Watkins or Calvert-Lewin, but I'm going to have to play one of them because I'm already taking out Foden. Like, I put in Foden a couple of game weeks ago, paid off, obviously got 10 points last time. But obviously he's not going to play because of the Champions League final. So I've got to get rid of him, and then I might get rid of one of Watkins or Calvert-Lewin to put in someone else. Because I think you're looking at the fixtures and the games. Like, I don't actually have, like, if I take out Shaw,
I was looking at Antonio as well, but I would have Lingard from West Ham. So I was like double up.
Yeah, so my current midfield is Salah, Lingard, it'll be Greenwood, and then I think I'm going to take out Foden and put in either Joe Willock or St. Maximin.
I have Willock. I transferred him in last week, and it was like I wish I had transferred him in earlier. But guys, he is a great differential option.
4.8 mil. It's nothing.
Yeah, 4.8 mil, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in his last 6 games, and then 7 in his last 9 or something. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 7 in his last 8 games. Or 9. I don't know. So what? 1, 2, 3, 6 in his last 8. Okay. I was like, I'm definitely counting something extra here. Yeah. 6 goals in his last 8 games. And they play against Fulham. So he plays for Newcastle. Fulham are already relegated. It could be a really, really good option. Guys, big up to Matisse here. If you don't, you probably already know him, but check out his channel, obviously. He has awesome guests on all the time. Thanks, Matisse. So my midfield, we have basically the same midfield, actually. I transferred Salah back in because
you did.
because he had been scoring, and I was thinking about doubling or tripling up on Liverpool players because they're fighting for the top 4. So I was like, surely they're going to be scoring. So I have Trent and Salah, and then he just blanked last game week. I was like, this is because of me, obviously.
I think he'll be fine for their game against Crystal Palace. I just think fans back at Anfield, I think that Salah's a good captain pick as well for this weekend. I think you made the right decision there.
Yeah, so I have Lingard, Greenwood, Salah, Willock, and then Willock, and then Bamford, Iheanacho, and Kane as my starting, and I have Mahrez on my bench because I don't know if he's really going to be playing. That wasn't a really smart transfer. It didn't pay off for me in the end. I was hoping he would be more of a differential than he was, but he hasn't really been playing.
I think I'm going to put Bamford in my team. for the last game, playing in front of fans, and then I'm going to put in. So I'm going to take out Calvert-Lewin, and take out Foden, and put in. So I've got 7 mil to spend on a. But then I look at all the options. You've got Bergwijn, Tottenham, no. Torres, potentially. You could put in Ferran Torres. But all of the other options I'm just looking at are just rubbish. Like, there's no one that stands out for me. Whereas if I could put in Willock or St. Maximin, then I probably will. But it's just which one. I know whichever one I pick, the other one's going to score. So at the moment, it's Willock.
Yeah, that's who I went for. I wish I had transferred him in earlier. Like, such a good differential. Let me look at the ownership as well. He's only 2.8% ownership, you guys. Yeah. 2.8%. So he could be a really great differential for the people that are watching, honestly. That's who I recommend. And then I have 3 in defense. I have Dallas, Keane, who actually has been doing really well for me, and Alexander-Arnold.
See, I don't want Digne from Everton because
Man City.
That's the thing. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, I'm probably gonna play Soufal West Ham, Alexander-Arnold, and then Castagna against Tottenham, which I'm playing Castagna against Tottenham because of like going forward. He does get forward quite a lot. But then again, that's probably the 3 I'll play, and then I'll play Salah, Lingard, Greenwood, Willock, Kane, Watkins, Bamford. I don't really want to play Ollie Watkins, but I don't want to take a -8. So
I didn't realize that Everton are playing against Man City. Now I'm thinking
I might play 3-5-2 and just play Ward-Prowse against West Ham.
Yeah, it could make sense.
That's like my Chelsea head thinking, though, and I'm like, to be fair, we don't concede that many goals. We haven't been conceding under Tuchel, so it wouldn't surprise me if we keep another clean sheet. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I transferred him out, because I feel like we could keep a clean sheet, and especially like such a big game. But it does make me nervous that it's away and there's going to be Villa fans in the stadium. That could actually be a disadvantage. But yeah, I think I did it more with my Chelsea head. Hopefully it doesn't come to bite me in the butt. Who are you looking to captain this week?
So it's between, let me just look at my team. It's between, I feel like I need to go something different. Like I'm if I tell you like in my leagues that like, not that count, but my leagues that I want to win. So I'm top of my family one by 1 point. And then I'm about 15 points ahead of my dad. So I want to win that one, but I'm in a money league, and that is, I win £350. So yeah, so I need to win that. And I'm currently 20 points clear of of second place.
Oh my God.
So it would take a real disaster for me to mess it up. But I'm just looking at, I'm top, so I shouldn't be the one taking the risk. If I needed to catch up, then maybe they should be the one taking the risk. So I'm looking at this, and to me, Salah against Crystal Palace is the one that stands out to me the most. And you know, I don't have the balls to captain a defender, and out of all the games that I've got left, I think I'm going to go with. It's boring. It's really boring. It's a boring pick, but I was so tempted last week. So we didn't do one of these last week, but I was so tempted to captain Greenwood, and then my manager got in my head saying that he's probably not going to start. So I captained Salah instead, and obviously, I mean, it didn't work out because they both blanked. But this week I'm just sticking with Salah. I'm going with it. I'm sticking with it, and done. What about you?
Interesting. I am debating. Right now Bamford is my captain because I really like the look of West Brom.
Yeah.
And let me check how often he's been scoring. I don't think it's been like amazing the past couple of weeks. Well, he has 1 goal, 1 assist in his last game, and then another goal against Tottenham 2 weeks ago. So it could be like a little bit risky. But I don't really want to do Iheanacho. Kane I don't want to do. I was thinking about Willock honestly as well. But I felt like that was super, super risky. And then I don't know, like nobody else really calls out to me. Like Salah has not had my back this season. So I just don't trust him for the captain's option at all.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I think that that's who I'm going to go for. Football Bloods asks, how about goalie selection? Martinez against Chelsea. Yeah, I haven't changed my goalkeeper all season, actually. I've just had Martinez and stuck with him the entire season.
Yeah, I think he makes saves as well. I mean, I fully blame one of my friends for literally when he brought him in, he literally then went on that run of 1.44412222. After he brought him in, that was his run of games. But to me, Martinez is a good option because he keeps clean sheets, and he makes saves as well. And I think even if Villa concede, there's still a chance he'll get 4 points, and you only get 6 for keeping a clean sheet unless you get bonus points as well. And
yeah,
so I think I want him to concede 5, but I'm going to have him in goal as well, so I'll take that. I'd rather Chelsea score 5 than me get clean sheet points for Martinez.
Yeah, exactly. I think like a lot of people might be looking at Mendy. It could be a good option. Like Chelsea keep the clean sheets as well. Like if you're looking for a Chelsea player, that could be a potentially good option because he's the only one that really feels like he's a nailed on starter at this point. But other than that, I don't know. I feel like there's just not that many options. Like there's nobody that I can really say like, oh, they've been super reliable. I definitely want to have them in my team. Oh, they're in really good form. Like I don't have not one person that I feel super confident and comfortable with.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Are you talking goalkeepers?
Just in general, just like.
Right. I think this season's been, it's just been a weird season, hasn't it? I think just in general, and all those players that you would usually rely on just for some reason just haven't done it. And it's, Kane's had patches, Bruno's had patches, Salah's had patches, when usually you get consistency the whole way through the season. But hopefully next season, when it all goes back to normal, the games go back to normal, when, it'll go back to being like a level playing field.
Like not so many games in a row. So
guys, I love football. I love football, but I think I'm even a bit like, oh my god, I'm actually so excited. Today is the last day I'm in my office. I'm working at a game on Sunday, but after that, then the season's done. Obviously, Champions League final as well. But
yeah, congrats on that. That's absolutely massive. That's so cool.
Honestly,
you don't know, Liv is gonna cover the Champions League, and they're flying her out to Porto and everything. So it's
honestly
insane.
I can't even I don't think it's really sunk in yet that I'll be watching Chelsea play in a Champions League final live. I
throw up.
Yeah, I can't stop smiling. I'm just I was too young for Moscow. I didn't really go to Chelsea or sort of have the connections I have now back when we won it in Munich. But the fact that I'm going and I'm working as well. I'll be chatting to fans out there. I'll be exploring a bit of the city. It'll be hot. Well, warmer than it is in England, for that's for sure. So yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm very, very lucky. But yeah, I'm buzzing. And your time will come, Ellie, as well. You'll definitely be covering Champions Leagues for Chelsea for sure as well. So
I hope so. That would be absolutely insane. I would die if that ever happened. So okay, guys, I don't think there's too much more to talk about for FPL. If you guys have any last minute questions, if you want team selection advice, let us know. I think the big names that we both have, Salah, we both have Greenwood, Bamford, Lingard is capable of pulling up something. Southampton haven't been in incredible form. Could be an interesting fixture. Leeds as well against West Brom, so we're so proud of you, Olivia.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. What I was going to say, when I look at the fixtures, there's not many games that stand out to me. Arsenal, do I trust any of the Arsenal players? No. I don't. They're going to want to win. They probably will win. Brighton are actually very good, but Villa, Chelsea again. Fulham, Newcastle, Willock's the only one that stands out for me. Leicester, Tottenham's going to be a really tight game. Liverpool, Crystal Palace, we've already mentioned. Salah. I think Mane is a good differential. I know he hasn't had a great season, but if you're behind in your mini leagues and you need to gain some points, then why not just make the move from Salah to Mane? Because actually, if you've got Salah, then you're not going to pick up any points anyway. So Sheffield United, Burnley, Man City, Everton. If I had money, I would look to maybe bring in Aguero. He's definitely going to play. It's his last game in a Man City shirt. It's at the Etihad. They lift the trophy. It's all written, really, I think, for Aguero to sort of finish off his career by scoring. But I don't have the balls to take out Harry Kane and put in Aguero, so I'm not doing that. But yeah, like not a lot of the things.
I don't have the balls either.
Really not. I'm telling you guys, definitely not going to do it. But yeah, and actually, like Wolves, Man United, they're going to probably play their B team. So if you haven't got, if you've got Bruno, I'd get rid. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that Bruno is like the massive sell because you could get other players. I still have so much money in the bank. Like I'm not even using like that many big players either. But I honestly think Greenwood is better for United than Bruno is. He's been more consistent, and I think he's probably going to start. But even if he doesn't, if he comes off the bench, he's been getting like goal contributions as well. So it could be interesting. Hi Monster, thanks for coming in, guys. Check out his channel as well if you haven't already. Big up. I feel like so weird saying big up, like that's not me. Like, thanks for joining. Whoopie, Rudy. I'm just gonna say Rudy. I'm sorry. Can you trust Chelsea players? I think Mendy you can probably trust, but are Chelsea guaranteed a clean sheet? I don't think so against Aston Villa. Is it possible? Yes, but I wouldn't like put money on it.
There are probably better keepers. It's probably better. I think it's probably better keepers this week that will get clean sheets. More likely to keep clean sheets than Mendy.
Yeah. I really do think that Aston Villa is going to be a very difficult game for Chelsea. And I think the other thing with Chelsea is that we don't really know who the top starting 11 is, right? Like especially in terms of defenders, but I feel it risky, like I said, because you don't know the clean sheets. But in terms of attackers, like I have no idea who he's going to go with. Like, could he go with Timo Werner? I saw the stat that we win I don't know, like 2 times more games than we do with Timo Werner in the team than we do with or something like that.
Yeah.
Or it's like the points, like average points is 2 points something with Timo and 1 point something without him.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I didn't think Pulisic had a good game. I wouldn't play him. Who gets the goals for Chelsea? Like I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Chelsea players are risky ones, you guys. Yeah, Ederson.
I do think he's going to play a strong team. I do think he's going to play Chelsea's strong team. So I expect Werner to play. I expect Mount to play. I expect Kante. Maybe Kante is the only exception because he might be injured. Yeah. But I think he play like a full strength back line as well. But yeah, I think there's just better options in Chelsea. There's no point risking it on Chelsea. And Ederson, I just saw Ederson come up. Ederson's obviously great. He's expensive, isn't he? Will he play? Probably. I just don't know. I really don't know what Pep's going to do. It's so impossible to predict. I imagine he probably will play. It's the last home game of the season. But yeah, I think there's also better keepers to have that are better fixtures, even though you'd probably expect City to keep a clean sheet when they lift a trophy. But it doesn't.
You just never know. Yeah, you just never know. Chris says, Son is my captain. What do you think? Yeah, it could be a good option. I had Son and Kane in my team for a long time, and then I transferred out Son because I just wanted one Tottenham asset. Playing against Leicester, like I just don't know which way it's going to go. Like I wish I could tell you, but I feel like Leicester are a strong team, and I feel like Tottenham could potentially struggle, but they could also get a couple of goals and have it be like a 2-2 or something like that. Like I really do think it's going to be a difficult game for both sides. So I tend to be like risk averse in these situations. Like I try to think of captain choices that they don't have like a team within the big 6 or however many teams there are now, because I feel like there's more than 6. So I think it could potentially be risky, but it could pay off. What about you?
I think I like the idea of Son being captain. I think it's different. I think if you, again, like want to go a bit of a differential, a lot of people are going to captain Salah. A lot of people are going to captain Kane. I don't think there's actually many standout options for captaincy. Like, I really don't think there is. And I just think because it's Kane's last game, he's going to want to prove a point maybe even more. Son's always likely to get amongst the goals when Tottenham score. It's either Son or Kane, really, isn't it, most of the time? it's a solid option. I don't have Son. I don't have him at all. So I've over the years, Son's always been that player for me that I would have no matter what. I always had him over Kane. And yeah, like, I mean, he might leave. It might be his last game. And in that case, that would tempt me to captain Kane over Son. But yeah, it could be high scoring. Honestly, the last days are just the most mad like games. Anything can happen in these games. It doesn't matter who's been relegated, who's won the league, who's like, anything can happen, and it's always so many goals scored as well. So yeah, it's luck of the draw, isn't it? It's probably the most important captain you'll pick, and I probably will mess it up. But I also think Son's a good choice. I think Son's a solid option.
I never get my captain right. Like it has rarely worked out for me that my captain option actually like helps my team at all. I just have shit luck with that. Football Blood says Pereira from West Brom is a good differential. I was between him and Willock. I can't say that name.
Willock.
It's like, it sounds super British and I'm like struggling. Yeah, I was between the two of them. I think they actually both scored last week as well. He could be a really good differential as well. And I don't have a league. I'm in like the Chelsea social league, and they made one that was for everybody. But obviously I don't have that
she'll
code.
Make one next season. She'll make a Ellie's league next season, so you can.
Yeah, so I'll definitely be making a league next season, and I'll share it with you guys. And that's it. Now that I know what I was like, I don't want to make a league and get myself involved, and maybe I don't like the game or whatever. So next season for sure, because I've gotten obsessed. Yeah, Olivia is like the biggest Chelsea fan ever.
Yeah, I am. I'm surprised you don't know that by now.
Yeah.
I don't hide it from anyone. I always let everyone know I'm a Chelsea fan. So yeah, very exciting.
Surgeon said, I still have my free hit.
Well, use it.
That's nuts. This
is the perfect opportunity. You can change your whole team. It doesn't matter because it won't revert back because it's the last game of the season. You can put in whoever you want. Yeah, use it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, honestly. I don't know how you lot Liz and Liv. I don't know how you lot still have chips left. I literally use my chips like ASAP.
Yeah, me too. That was my biggest mistake. That was my biggest mistake of FPL, was using my chips like super early and not understanding. Yeah, thanks so much. I'm really glad that you enjoyed this show. I really love doing it and just talking FPL. So yeah. So guys, I don't see any more questions, so I think we're gonna wrap it up. Hopefully we got to all of your questions, and yeah, let me know how you do in your FPL teams. I'm really curious to know. Liv, where do you stand right now overall?
Overall, I am, let's have a look. I am, oh God, I can't find it. Here we are. I am 74,000th in the world.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I've done this. This is the best ever. This is my best ever season, like by a mile as well. It's not even like close. Like I sort of have an excuse because I work here, but I also worked here last year and I was rubbish. So yeah, I've got green arrows, which is good. I'm 4,000th in the Chelsea one. 22,000 in England, and overall, 74,000.
That's insane. I said this at the beginning. Hold on, let me find it. Wait, where is it? What? Where is it? Oh, points maybe? Oh, here. I'm 768,000. That's
right. It's like 7 million people that play the game.
8 million, 8.2 million people.
There you go. So you're on the 2 million, so you're good.
I messed up so hard in the starting weeks. I didn't know that you can only make one transfer a week. So I just picked my team and I was like, oh wait, you can only make one transfer a week. And so I had to I used my wild card like super early. Like I just missed everything.
Honestly, I usually use my wild card usually by like game week 3 every time. My first wild card is always gone early because I look at my team. I think it's hard, isn't it? You're lucky if you pick a team by game week 1 and by game week 4, all those players are still starting and playing well. And you're almost taking a guess on who's going to play well. And you just don't know, like the promoted teams, all of that. So It's really hard. Yeah, my wild card always goes early doors, and it will be the same for the rest of the time I play this game. So.
Yeah, it's that I feel like it's so hard to predict like which team is going to have a good start to the season, which players are going to get off to start, and I don't know. I'm like stressing out already about which team I'm going to go for at the start of next season. Let's see. But guys, I do want to close off this show. It's been half an hour already. So thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Olivia's link for Twitter is in the description. Make sure to drop her a follow if you don't already. She posts a lot of Chelsea content and, of course, content for Premier League today as well, which is super cool. And she'll be covering the Champions League. And I'll just be here on YouTube, just chilling. And so you can find my videos. I have some exciting guests lined up as well, so I'm excited about that. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was helpful. Don't forget to let me know which transfers you make and how you do this in this week's game week. And until next time, we're out.